Show your boys some love. And make sure you hit that notification so you always know when I'm up here, man. So we can have these good conversations, man. And please, please, everybody hit that like button on the comment. On the comment, man. After the winter storm blew, or should I say blew over, another storm came in, man. This T.I. and 50 situation is getting crazier and crazier. Now you got Benzino done chimed in, which you already know Benzino had a little gripes and stripes and all that, all of the above with 50 Cent himself. And now he brought in a team of spitters with him on this one. Now I'm starting to wonder, is Tony Ayo getting ready to get in the booth? Is Uncle Murder getting ready to get in the booth? Do 50 got some other spitters, man, that can come out firing back at Benzino and them? 50 getting from both sides. It's coming from left and right. T.I. family, T.I. and his family, and now Benzino with his boys. Boy. But we all can say 50 always was going back and forth or battling against different other entities, should we say, or other rappers, whatever you want to call it. He was blocking blows and swinging and everything else throughout his whole career. So, I mean, is this a big deal for 50 or can he withstand the rain, man, that's happening, man? The winter snowstorm blew out and 50 done blew in a whole nother big bag of a storm. What we gonna call it? A big bag of a big whole new thunderstorm? I don't know, man. This one getting real good around here, y'all. It's getting real good, man. Getting real interesting. Everybody was saying 50 don't rap. He don't rap no more. He ain't got to rap no more, nothing. And guess what? He's rapping. Even though he's saying that's for his new show, I guess what, Power, one of them. The song that he did against Tiny and T.I. and Tiny is going to be like an intro for the song. I mean, intro song for the movie that, or the series, excuse me, the series that he got coming out. I don't know. It's getting interesting, man. I'm waiting for a few of y'all to pile up in here. I just got a shirt sent to me, man. My bro 730 is called I'm for God. I'm for God. I'm gonna open it up while we wait for a few people to get up in here, man. We can chop it up. I'm waiting to see what's next. We've been seeing what's next. Every day we wake up, it's something new popping. Damani got a whole new song. It's called UPUSS. Oh, okay. Here's the card, y'all. Here's the card, man. This for the shirts. It's saying join the movement. That was the website at the bottom. Carlton Stanton, salute. Let me see, y'all can see it better. Appreciate you, Carlton. Yeah, y'all go and get y'all For God shirts, man. That's how they looking right now. Let me see, y'all can see. Nice t-shirt, man. It's for all my people that believe in God. If you for God, whatever God you are represent, whatever God that you praise, represent for your God, man. I'm gonna try my shirt on while we wait for some people to get up in here. Brother 730E brought this to me. He's the he's the guy that started the 730 Dipset movement. And he had got locked up unfortunately years ago, and Freaky Zeke kept it going. But Cameron gave him the okay, so he started his new clothing line with his business partner. She's a female. And they doing what they supposed to do. Yeah, I like the way she fit, man. I'm for God. I'm for God. This is the new movement, y'all. Calm Stanton. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. And this is my brother clothing line. His name is G Ed. It's called Throttle. For all y'all bike lovers out there, this is one of the biggest movements in that bike life world. I had the hoodie on a couple episodes ago that I did. I got some more hoodies on the way from Throttle. My brother G Head. Y'all stay tuned for that. We about to kill the summer with the apparel, man, all day long. Now I want to get into something. I ain't getting too depth. Everybody been talking about it. Everybody have their opinions and who's gonna do what and the 50 fan base, the T.I fan base. So before 50 came out with his rap, he said he's going to put out the documentary on Tiny and T.I, and he threw out there some slick words of something about 20 sexual assaults that T.I and Tiny had supposed to have had. So anyway, I googled that situation as far as me just wondering, like, damn, what kind of documentary could Fit put out on T.I and Tiny, man? And are those allegations real? Because people, when you are a celebrity, people always want to try that, say you essayed them and come up with all these things that a celebrity did to him. Look at Bill Cosby. They did it to Bill Cosby. Come to find out later after he sat 3 years in jail, the lady finally admits she lied, and that man was in jail because of that. When one person do it, they all want to come out because I went and I chat GPT'd it about T.I. Tiny's uh, sexual assault allegations. It says, as of now, T.I. and his wife Tiny have not been formally charged with 20 sexual assault counts. There have been serious allegations, some dating back to 2005 and 2021. LAPD investigation, but no charges have been filed, and some lawsuits were dismissed due to the statute of limitations. Both T.I and Tiny have denied the claims. So, like I said, why would a person take so long to try to sue somebody? All the way up to the statutory limits is up. If something happened to you like that, you would report it immediately. That's something to be reported immediately, man. And then when one person says something, now everybody want to get the heart to come out and say it, and or get the heart to come out and be a part of the scheme and try to get them some money. Some people don't even care how they look about trying to jump on the bandwagon and get some money. And a lot of that is not fair to people that really actually have been sexual assaulted out there. That's a serious thing. And y'all out here making up things just to get some money? That's crazy. But as it stands, Tiny and T.I has been holding their innocence. And they not taking no blame for none of that. And no charges has never been filed. So I'm trying to figure what kind of documentary would be. And I'm only saying it because 50 put it in that statement that he made. And I'm not here to take those sides. I'm just here to report what I'm seeing and what I'm talking about because I like both artists. I like 50 and I like T.I. Now, how this thing started with Fifth saying, keep my name out your mouth and posting this woman. He didn't say nothing about Tiny. I get it, but you already know why, being that Fifth is who he is. Everybody said he's petty and trolls. Everybody know why he posted that picture and said something like "keep my name out of your mouth." What that was gonna start. So me with that type of stuff, I ain't really with that type of stuff. But I can't tell a man what to do or how to think when they, I guess if he feel like he was offended by Ti and vice versa. But at the end of the day, I'm not seeing how a documentary could be done. But on the other, the flip side, if you paying people for their confessions about something, they're gonna take that money and they'll figure out a way to sit there and on a documentary and make some stuff up. Now, if it's made up, now that could be a lawsuit. So in my mind, when 50 was saying that he was about to do the documentary with that girl, Tammy something that was on the Big Meech. Um, well, she wasn't on Big Meech case. She's the one Big Meech gave the rights to, Tammy Cohen, I think. Um, and Fifth said he's getting with her, and they're gonna create a documentary showing that Meech was allegedly a rat in his case or in somebody else's case. But a lot of fingers didn't point towards Meech being no rat. He been all through the prison systems with all the toughest dudes on the planet from all around. And when you're going into that system, it ain't easy to be no rat. It's not. And think you're gonna survive walking through them systems and through in the yards and everywhere. It's not. And my point is, we haven't seen that documentary yet. So it puts me in a frame of mind of will there be a documentary for T.I. and Tiny? Or is Fifth just talking and trolling again? Now, T.I. responds back and say, yeah, well, we can go doc for doc. And you got T.I. sons, basically, I guess, digging up a little dirt on 50, saying he burnt down his house burnt down his baby mother's house, allegedly, with his son and his baby mother inside of the house. Um, saying allegations of Fifth is known for hitting and beating on women. Um, and just a whole bunch of other things. It's just been back and forth, back and forth. Now, me listening to Ti, he's been on his rollout for his record, his record and album that's coming. And people been speaking to him, and I love how Ti speaking. I wish I could say I love how 50 is speaking, but he really don't speak out. But I'm loving how Ti speaking and handling things like a grown man. In my mind, for me listening to Ti, he really don't want to be involved with what's going on with 50. But what he's saying, if you're saying something to me and coming at me, you leave me no choice to come back at you. Anybody that knows Ti and was upbringing, from what I hear, and one of my good friends, like my brother's name is Shelton, was one of Ti, had securities, lived with Ti, all of the above. And that's like a brother to me. Explains to me the same things that I've heard from a few of my homies that's know of Ti from Atlanta, my Brick Squad dudes, and shout out to Nino Cahoots. That's my little bro, Brick Squad. Like Ti have a reputation in the streets of not being no sucker, but him in these interviews, man, him in these interviews, he's been speaking good. He's been saying he didn't want to go there with this. He didn't think that this was going to lead to that by just asking for verses. Only reason why he spoke about the verses was because um, he spoke with him, with 50, about doing the verses years ago. So he felt like he could just, I guess, revisit that, being that he's making his moves, doing his press runs. He could speak about that once again. But Fifth wasn't feeling it. And he said, fifth, only thing he had to do was say, nah, I'm busy, I ain't got this, that, I'm not doing it. Even he said he would have left it alone. Do he like his sons going at 50? He said, no, he don't like his sons going at 50. They didn't tell him when they was doing the records because, and the sons was saying if they would have said something to him about it, Demani preferably said if I would have said something to him about it, he probably would have talked me down. Now I had to make a decision to go against my father's word and or still do what I wanted to do by putting the record out on 50. And he said really he wouldn't have wanted to go against his father, so he left that be because he pretty much know his father probably would have told him now leave it alone. So with that being said, with Ti doing these press runs and he's not really claiming to poke his chest out there and still not disrespecting 50 in these interviews, I give him thumbs up, commend him on that. Even though he put his records out, his disc records out, but it basically he putting them out saying that he's just standing up for him and his family. Nobody gonna play with him like that. So I give him thumbs up on that. And also when it comes to 50 Cent, another he's a rapper that I had a lot of respect, still got a lot of respect for. Let me rephrase that. The man came from the bottom and is humongously big, and the way he did it was real clever, real strategic. And back then when he was trolling, the internet wasn't that big. So now the internet came out, all these social medias, YouTubes, and by while his fan base grows with his career, and he started utilizing these platforms, networks, social medias, whatever you want to call it. This is what happens that create an uproar because we all over the internet and people that just sit at home and push buttons that don't have nothing to do see it and just comment on it. The more comments go up, the more the uproar happens. And me, I wish it didn't have to go through this because it's a family involved. 50 have his people involved. I'm glad that it's still where it's at, just on um, records and or trolling if that's what it's gonna be, trolling. All right, cool. But a lot of this is just going crazy. This was one of the biggest rap beefs in history. Broke the internet with this one. Broken world's record with this one. So we don't know. It's all about how Fifth want to carry it. So now the record, the diss song we want to call it, which should be an intro for 50's new series. It's cool. It ain't whack. 50 is hard. 50 hot. You know what I'm saying? Flow still there. And they're saying like that'll be something that's gonna be played all the time. But my opinion, and I got lot of love for 50 music. The record ain't better than a lot of 50's other songs, should I say, that he already had out. It sounds like something that I heard before from 50. But it is like a theme song, so it really ain't a battle like getting the grit of the battle, like I'm coming for your head on the street type of record. So I guess that's safe to say on that note. It's just not one of those gritty records. And I think he intended it to be that way. And you got people that's the records is hot. Then you got other people saying that's trash. Some people saying it's all right. It's cool. Yep, 50 still got it. When you rapping and you nice, it's like riding a bike. So you ain't gonna never think he ain't got it. But T.I is nice and 50 is nice. They got their own style. I don't know how verses would have went with both of them. That's a good question. But this right here is kind of took the cake, man. It kind of took the cake for me with this one. So I'm hoping Blizz, salute, bro. So I'm hoping this just winds down. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out now how Ti is gonna perceive the new record that's out against him and his wife. They said Ti might have did a new joint. I think another one, which will be a fourth one, maybe a fifth one. The Money song is hard. He got a new one out. I like that one. The young boy showing some lyrical talent that we haven't known of them to have unless we just haven't seen it. Now we seen or heard the music on this level right now. Maybe it's been out. Ron Book, salute. Maybe it's been out with some of their music through the ATL era, but I've never really heard him and King music. But King and Damani is showing lyrical skills, I must say. I haven't heard nothing whack. Heard nothing whack from T.I. The song 50 got out is not whack, but I still don't see it as that real kick you, that gritty rap battle type of song. When I do hear it, I do perceive it as a intro song for a soundtrack or a movie series. I've been listening to it. That's how I looked at. That's how I look at that. And in my mind, I guess that's how 50 wanted to be out there. So it's still like him not feeding into what y'all doing or what y'all talk about, but feeding into it. If that makes sense, I don't know. It's getting real crazy out there, man. But now Benzino them got in it, and he got some of his guys in there, and they spitting, and they not from Boston, they from New York. They from New York coming at 50, and now you know that New York against Atlanta. Once again, definitely don't want none of that. It's a lot of New Yorkers in Atlanta. I love Atlanta. Got a lot of family ties down there. A lot of people that's from Atlanta is like my family. And this is not a New York and Atlanta thing. This is a 50 Cent and T.I thing. And now I guess Benzino thing, which you already knew Benzino and 50 already had they run-ins back and forth with each other. So I guess Benzino said, man, let me go ahead and jump in this, man, for real. Ron Book said, that's crazy if that's gonna be the theme music, the intro of the soundtrack. Yep, that's what they saying. That's what it's for. He even got it on 50. Got it on his page with some of the movie in the background, playing the one with him saying something about Tiny in the other song. So yeah, that's what everybody said. Like, wow, that's crazy. I mean, it's gonna be playing all the time when the series come on, back to back. And they saying, well, if this records don't last long after a couple weeks, you might not hear about T.I or King and Damani and their records. But then you got some people saying, what if King every week the show come on, King drop another diss song every week that the show come on. That's what people were saying in the comments. They like because Choke No Joke was saying, "Man, 50 put that out. Ti didn't see this one coming." Boy said that's a real different kind of verses. Word, wow, that's nasty if that's true. Yeah, they saying that's what it is. And now it's gonna be a documentary versus. That'll be one. And what, like I was saying, Choke was saying, man, that's gonna be crazy, man. That documentary, that series gonna play it. Every time it plays, gonna play that theme song. And then you get to watch a movie. But then you have some people in the comments saying, well, what if Damani and King every week drop a new disc the same day that the series supposed to come on. Now that'll be deep. Rosemary said that theme song weak. A lot of people been saying it. A lot of people were saying that it's hard. And then you have people saying that's a lot of New Yorkers is saying that it's hard. Then I've seen some comments, some people saying, "Yeah, I'm from New York and all that. I like 50, but that song ain't it." So you got some New York people that ain't being biased neither. Rosemary said 50 still ain't do nothing. And that's what I was saying. The song ain't whack. It's not one of those get down and dirty. I'm spitting on you hard on this record. Like we scrapping back to back, like we going at it in these streets with one of those kind of records. It's not one of those kind of records. So people ain't really gonna perceive it as like, oh word, he got them back. Oh, he got Ti. Wow, he going crazy. And the one that he included Tiny, it wasn't even a long song. So it's different, man. Rosemary said 50 needs to 50 need to rap for real or bow out because he losing. A lot of people been saying that, man. It's been mixed signals all over the place with this, man. All over the place. Everybody's saying Ti is up. Ti and his family is up. Now we gotta wait and see. Um, Damn, I lost my train of thought, man. But now, I guess we gotta wait and see if this documentary stuff is real. Once again, I don't know what that would consist of besides, sexual assault allegations that was never found. No police, they investigated, never found nothing. Lawsuits they didn't hold because the statutory limits was too late. And if it was too late, will make a person take long if somebody sexual assaulted them. I'm not waiting for nothing. If I'm gonna press charges, I'm gonna press charges. If I'm gonna handle it in the streets, I'm gonna handle it in the streets. There's no waiting for years to go by and then say something about it. None of that makes sense to me. And nowadays, I don't trust nothing a regular person say about a celebrity unless you got full proof. Because it's already been shown that a lot of these people be lying. A lot of these women lie. And a lot of these women don't get no charges pressed against them after they make these allegations and disrupt a person's life, career, character. If they had a charge that if they had a law against men or female that make fake allegations up that somebody SA them or RAPE them and they lying. They had a charge for that and getting 5 to 10 years. I guarantee you, all that'll go out the window. All that'll be out the window. All of it. That's a fact. That's crazy. That's crazy. That people can do that, and then when they see it ain't working, then they fall back from it, and then you just don't hear about it no more until somebody get mad at you and want to bring it up on you and try to throw that out there, even though it never happened, never took place, never got charged for it, never got a lawsuit from it, nothing, but throw it out there to make a person look bad. That's the reasons why they should have a law against that, so people cannot come up with these type of allegations and play with a person's character and everything that they built if this is not true, and then come out years later also to say something like that. That's crazy. That is crazy. Ti did a response to whatever him and his wife ever did. That's their lifestyle. They ain't never did nothing with nobody that wasn't grown and consented to it. And period. There's a lot of people that live that those type of lifestyles, and if that's what they do and like doing it, that's their personal business. Facts. Icon News said Ti is overrated and blessed. 50 is giving this attention. Uh, that ain't true. Ti is in big movies, just like 50, big boy movies. Ti didn't have to rap, just like 50 didn't have to rap. But Ti is a big name. Ti is not no little name. Ti is worth big money. Icon News said he's a sausage. I mean, you have your opinion. I respect your opinion. I'm just telling you what I know. He is a big name. He a big name. He probably didn't do a lot of things like 50 with, the series 50 got. 50 got that money from vitamin water and other things that he's done in his career. So he got big bread. He might got more Ti. I don't know. Ti playing with them M's though. He's not no little boy in the pockets or in the bank at all. Icon News said maybe big name in the United States. Never. Ti name is big everywhere, man. You can't be serious and say that, man. Like Ti ain't had no hits. Ti got a catalog. Charles Smith said, "Yo, Boosie, what's up with Big A? I don't know. I ain't talked to A, man, and I don't know when, man. He wanted me to do something for his documentary. He had some producers on it. The producers was calling me to do the documentary because of what happened. The from back in the days, from when he started from day one, before he was ever the big Az from in the streets before. But I don't know. Icon said worldwide, he's a one-hit wonder with Rihanna. You don't believe that, man. You know how many songs T.I. had out without Rihanna? You can have whatever you like. That was humongously big. Uh, People, if y'all drop some T.I. songs in here for me, there's plenty of them. T.I. had plenty of them, and that's a fact. T.I. came to Raleigh, North Carolina one time, probably 2010. And he was in the mall. People heard he was in the mall. They had to shut the whole mall down. This was a humongously big mall. And if he was a one hit wonder, they wouldn't have shut no malls down pertaining to him. It was all over the news, everything. T.I.'s humongously big. He just didn't put no music out in a while. Then you got to go back with the reality show. The reality show might have watered him down because it showed too much of his family life, opposed to him being a rapper that is have a gangster persona. Fabric said T.I. got hits on hits. That's a fact. Big Dave was from the east side. Good dude, get money dude, big dude. See, his name's like Big Dave that need to be mentioned, like the Paid in Full movie. But A just told AZ wrote the movie and told it in his eyes of him and Rich and Alpo. But there's names like Big Dave. They got another dude named Nick. Nick from the east side that's popping. Young boy. You got a lot of big names that could be inside of a Paid in Full series. That's why a series gonna have to be done. But yeah, get back to this T.I. stuff, man. T.I.'s humongously big. There's no way he's 50 had to put a light on him. He didn't have to put no light on him. You gotta understand this too. If T.I. would have said nothing about a versus, and if he was a small fry, 50 wouldn't even said nothing back because he didn't get nothing out of that. Trust and believe that. On my way, a 50s album, then a whole bunch of G Unit radios. Who the F is T.I.? T.I. popping, man. Ain't no there's no way around it. Period. He got big movies. He got big records. He got big mixtapes like 50 did. They both come from the same persona. It's just different things might have happened throughout both of their careers that elevated 50 a little bit, step over T.I. because of the movies, the series that uh Fifth put out. But T.I., only thing T.I. is missing is some series. Other than that, T.I. had big boy movies with big stars, big actors, A-list actors that he was in. So that's not nah. And they paid him 60,000 to go to New York for that comedy show. He got booed for it. He ain't shy from it. But he 60,000. Who's paying somebody 60,000 that's not a real comedian? Meaning T.I. was a rapper. He's not even known with history for being a comedian. He started putting himself out there and still got 50,000 off the gate. That's deep right there. That tells you what type of person he is, man. As far as his star power. See, I got humongous star power. You can't even book him for no club for no cheap price. He probably still would want $100,000. That's why you won't really see him in no clubs unless he in the area and he go to himself or he cool with somebody. Cause no promoters is just gonna pay 100,000 unless they see fit. Not for a club. Maybe they'll pay that ticket for an arena. Yeah, but he's not a small fry next to 50 Cent. Not at all. Cause none of this wouldn't even be a big factor the way that it's going. The fans, he wouldn't even have that many fans going back and forth at 50 and backing him up. 50 fan base would have overpowered his fan base. It's looking like an even card. And at this point, people saying that T.I. is winning. I ain't making the score. I'm just going by what I'm watching on the internet and I'm paying attention to. Farrah said T.I. made trap music global. Now every song got heavy bass and snares in it. T.I. did a lot, man. A lot. He got a lot in this rap history, boy. I can't stop. I can't hate on that. I'm just calling it from what I see. Icon News said names wise, they are both known musically. T.I. couldn't fill an arena on a global tour. I can't speak on that. I gotta research that. I can't speak on that. Overseas is always easy to sell. Me, when I was in the rap world, I sold majority of my music overseas, and I never even been over there. Those was my biggest checks come from because rap is highly loved overseas, and they get the music late, and that's why they are behind. That's why rappers, when they start fading away, they pack arenas overseas because they are new to the music when it's old to us over here. It's old, but over there it's still new. So it's all about packing an arena over here at the height of 50 and T.I. career. I'm sure I'm with my experience with music, I'm willing to bet T.I. can pack an arena on a global scale. I can't speak about could he pack it anywhere in these United States. I don't know about that part. But I know he can pull in a large substantial amount of people though. I'm sure of that. It said 50 is an actor. He not even the original 50 Cent. Well, he's a rapper first before actor. So we can't even say that. We can say he's a rapper, became an actor. That makes more sense. Myth said, old and new ain't it. I grew up listening to Queensbridge music in the years the music came out. 50 Enemy said he was gangster. That's a stupid comment. Yeah, a lot of people said 50 is gangster. Nice with his hands, all that. Said he was a bully in the streets too. So nobody can't dispute none of that. None of it. So we know they both got them acting abilities. T.I. was known to be gangster in the streets too. So that's what I'm saying. They both got same similarities, man. Except 50 just have a little bit more into that movie world. Brick said, "Bro, look familiar. I seen him on Pay to Four." All right. Oh, that's a fact. You got good eyesight, bro. I did mostly consultant work for it, but I did my one or two scenes in there. I filled in for a few people. Thank God, it's a blessing. It was a very rememberable part. So both 50 and Ti needs to chill and go on about their business. That's what Charles Smith said. Well, you already know 50 is one keep pushing and pushing. Ti won't say nothing until Fifth say something. Icon News said, "Where did this beef start?" It started when Ti was starting to do his tour for his new music and said that he wanted to do a versus with Ti on one of the podcasts, and Ti and Fifth got mad and put up a meme with Ti's wife and told Ti keep my name out your mouth. And Ti saying that he talked with 50 years ago about doing a versus. Now he want to act like that with me. He's like, why would he want to do that? So you already know it. It's just about Fifth pushing the envelope to initiate this and to keep it going. So now that Fifth got quiet, he came back and said something. And T.I. and them not backing down. So it's like it's gonna look like it's gonna be going on for a long time. L Bliss said neither one of them are dumb. That's a fact. Both of them are two intelligent brothers, got their business mind right, doing their thing on whatever level they are doing it on. Neither one of them is pressed for no money. 50 is filthy rich. T.I. is filthy rich. That's a fact. Ron Bull said they need to cut this ish. This could wind up going bad either way. Yeah, facts, man. Where either they friends seeing each other out somewhere and get into it, like that'll be crazy. Miff said T.I. need a verse with Ludacris. Everybody keeps saying that. What the F he asked 50 for? Luda already did one with somebody, I believe. He said, Charles Smith said, yo, Boosie, what's up with Busta Rhymes dissing T.I.? I don't know. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. Busta Rhymes normally show people love, man. And they say he arrogant on the, and like personal, but also they say he cool personal. You have some people saying mixed things, so I don't know why Buster would diss T.I. I don't get that one. I hope not, man. That's too much extra stuff, man. It's too much extra for what? If so, just get on the mic. That's it. Just get on the mic, get in that studio and put these hits together. Let's see what happens. This Buster definitely nice too. There, Buster ain't lost a beat. Buster from way back, man. L. Bliss said I heard Buster was a bozo. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say in so many words that people were saying because they were saying that he's a bozo, a clown, a sucker, this and that. I don't like to repeat stuff like that because I don't know. Well, I met Buster. I was there at his video shoot with Missy Elliott. I was right there. And he was looking for. That's when Tony Yayo and all of them was there. But he was showing mad love. I ain't seen nothing bozo acting with him. I seen him show love, so I don't know. Miff said SK, the music ain't the same. The QB era 50 from was Mob Nas, the Locks, and so forth. Facts. Yeah, that's the truth though. T.I. party ass music ain't the same. And verse between the two is weird to me. Yeah, I don't see T.I. verse 50. The music ain't really the same. Yeah, the Queensbridge era music definitely ain't the same. Who we got from Queens that's rocking right now? It must be some younger versions. I really don't know. Nas still in the cut, holding it down when he want to. Charles Smith said, "Big Boosie, why was Doo Wop dissing Rich Porter on his book?" I don't know. What did he say? Tell me what he said. I don't know. Yeah, Rich Porter and Doo Wop was cool. Like Doo Wop was like the big brother to Rich Porter, from what I remember. L. Bliss said, "I missed the Free State building shows." Yeah, a lot of stuff done changed now, man. A lot of this new rap, fast music that the little young boys is putting out, and they really like it. Like they spitting some hot stuff. I be listening like, damn, how is they stars? They blowing up off this? The kids are listening to anything now. And our parents used to say, man, what's that biggity bobbity stuff y'all listening to? But they didn't understand. It was still real music with some lyrics. It wasn't none of that crazy stuff they talking right now. Ron Borg said fifth bugging on people, but he's sure keeping their names in the algorithm. Maybe going a lot further with it though. Yeah, one thing keeping their names in the algorithm, he keeping podcasters with some money. Podcasters stay talking about it. And the more podcasters keep talking about it, it's gonna fuel 50 up. And the more fuel 50 up, he's gonna say something to T.I. T.I. ain't no punk. T.I.'s competitive. And he's gonna come back at it. And that's what's keeping this whole thing going. It's the bloggers to 50, from 50 to T.I. T.I.'s sons done leaked over the Benzino in it now, going against 50. What's going to be next? And now it's going to be, since Benzino got into it, now the bloggers is going to pick that up. I'm going to fuel that fire because now I'm sure, watch what I tell y'all, Benzino going to come with more songs with him and his boys against 50. Now it might leak into Uncle Murder and Tony Yayo getting involved with it, getting in the studio now. That's what it's starting to look like. And it's getting ready to create a whole tidal wave, man. Whole snowball effect, man. Mister said 50 also got T.I. wife uh, munching boxes exposed every episode to new listeners. What you mean by that? I don't get that one. Oh yeah, Young Dro might pop up. Yeah, people was trying to say T.I. didn't put nobody out that broke that made big records. Young Dro made big records. They was trying to say Young Dro don't mess with T.I. no more. Young Dro's on tour with T.I. right now. And Young Dro is hot. Boy hot. The new song he released is the new power intro. Yeah, that's what I was just telling everybody. Charles Smith said, "Yo, Boosie, why you ain't trying to get a deal?" Well, back then I was just I came home from jail and I was learning the music game. And I spent a lot of money, man. 10,000 here, 50,000 here, paying other people to manage my company. I had a deal already with Unique's distribution out of Hyde Park, New York. So I was selling records overseas. I was making about 15,000 a month just selling wax, not even CDs. So I was pushing myself at that point in time. And then, I had Big L with me running around, and then he was about to sign. I was gonna get him to sign, do something with me. I was gonna put the money up. That's when I was out in the streets real hard. And he said Jay Z and then was about to sign him. So I'm like, all right, well, you go ahead and rock with them, just pull me in. He was like, yeah. He said, yeah, of course, I got you. So we left it at that. But unfortunately, my little bro got unalived and it pushed a lot of things back. So after that, I just started putting artists out and I was working with myself and doing consultant work for a few cats that had labels. So that's how I was making some of my side money too. I was managing because I learned the game. I probably spent all together probably about $1 million, man, just over the time. And I used to book artists like Cameron before when he was at the drop of his career, back rising. Jim Jones was just his hype man at the time. I used to book him, bring him to North Carolina. Mr. Cheeks when they was popping hard. Him and the Lost Boys, I used to book them. I used to bring Fat Man Scoop down. When Ludacris started popping, I brought Ludacris through. I used to bring a lot of big artists and I'll perform first, open up, make money at the door, all of the above. So I was pushing my own self. I just never went to get a deal. But before Chris Lighty did, I was trying to get signed with him with Def Jam. I had a meeting with Chris Lighty. And his brother, that's still my homie to this day. He managed Sunshine Anderson. Mitty say you from New York, yeah, I'm from Harlem all day long. Clay Biggins said, have you been on Godfathers of Hip Hop episode? The Godfather? I've been watching the Godfather series. I watched that. Remember Killer Kids? I don't remember Killer Kids. Uh-uh. Remind me who that is. But yeah, a lot of stuff is changing in this music game to the point where that's why they saying the music game is messed up. That drill rap kind of got the game messed up because it really ain't about nothing. And they talking about unaliving each other and really going to do it, but the music ain't nothing that I want to listen to in a club when I'm vibing, sipping on something like, oh, that's that joint. Nah, that ain't. And it ain't because I'm a grown man. It's because even I know some young dudes that make some fly music. Charles Smith said, Boosie, did you know T Money? T Money that passed away? Yeah, that's my brother. That's family. That was another big brother that I looked up to. I remember one time I had lost a lot of money and fell off, and I'm telling T Money he came to the block looking for A. And I was outside. I'm like, man, I'm going through it right now, big bro. He's like, nigga, you gonna get it back. You gotta get out there and apply yourself. He said, yeah, Big L, that's my little brother. That's family. Not my blood brother, but brother. But yeah, so T Money gave me a nickel. He said, put this nickel in your pocket and don't touch it. You're gonna get back right. So T Money told me. I went, started applying myself, going to get me some more work, got in front of that building, start hustling, getting it up, going lead back, go up the block, go up the hill, flip, go back, got my bread up. I'm on 132nd, T Money ride through. I see T Money, he see me fresh to death. He was like, what's up, nigga? What you up to? I'm like, chilling, man. He said, word. And he said, yeah, you looking good. I said, yeah, here go your nickel back, man. Gave him his nickel back. I said, yeah, get that to somebody else that needed it. Because, yeah, I did just what you said. He was like, that's what I'm talking about. That's my brother. We all play basketball together all the time and all that, man. Facts. Blackjack interviews? No, I don't know. I don't know Blackjack, bro. I'm doing a lot of interviews though. Black Jesus said, "Who's the greatest MC from Harlem?" The greatest MC from Harlem? If Big L was still here, everybody's still saying he would have been a problem. But to me, the best MC that really proved himself was is Mace. I gotta give it. I gotta call it how I see it. Mace. LA passed away back in the days, man. I can't really remember what year it was, man. I can't remember what year it was. I was young, man. Myth said, nah, G definitely is Big L. The only reason why I say can't say Big L now because he lost his life. But at that time when L was living, it was definitely Big L. But the torch get passed when the brother either stop or be deceased. And Mace was that one. He had different styles. He's on platinum records. He done wrote platinum records. So that's we gotta go. Ain't nobody else in Harlem did it like that. Cam was the second biggest out of Harlem. Yeah, Big L was definitely nasty. Now my boy was witty. I got a song with him. Me, Big L, and McGruff got a song together. One of my artists I was pushing named Digger. It's called Harlem NYC. Y'all can pull it up. Big Boosie, McGruff, Big L. Somebody leaked my joint on the internet, but I made money from it anyway when I put it out. Homie said Big L had me rewinding shit, and I know. Yeah, Big L wasn't no shiny shoe. Mace was a shaky ninja. Well, that was Puff doings, and that shiny suits took Mace to the next level. You can't front on it, man. Can't front on it. His thinking with how to put Mace in that light and had it rolling. He even had the Jada kissing them in the suits, the shiny joints. He tried to put that blueprint with the Loxland, but they did it for a minute and they still was successful with it. But in their mind, that's just not them, man. They didn't want to do that. Harlem has the top battle rappers. Facts. Charles Smith said, "Shit, you nasty, cuz." Nah, I was definitely with it. Now, niggas keep telling me still come out with an album, even at my age bracket, but make sure it's an album that's like some feel good music type album. You know what I'm saying? Talking real talk, not none of that boobly bobbly pop your head and all that. Right. Mace wasn't writing. No, I drive up on Harlem blocks, iced out watch, knots in my sock. Cops think I'm selling rocks. Man, Mace was coming, boy. Miff said we looked on Mace like a buster. L was gangster. Yeah, L was spitting that gangster talk. Mace was spitting that fly boy talk. L was spitting that gangster slash fly boy, but Mace was spitting that fly boy talk. His witty flow, his staying on the topic of the record. All that's very important. That's called making a record. Just rapping, you just rapping. That won't sell records. People saying Post still alive because people don't use their brains. If somebody said Fabulous stole Mace whole style, but he nice too. Fabulous nice too. Fab nice nice. Mace nice nice. They were saying they sounded like a little bit, but I won't say he stole his flow. I don't want to get into that one, but I rock with both Mace and Fab. They both nice. I never really thought about Mace that much. I just wasn't a fan of the bad boy vibe. No doubt. I feel you. Did Baby Maine make Mace run to Atlanta? That was the rumor. That was the rumor. It was over a girl, and they said he was looking for Mace up and down. And at that time, Baby Maine was putting ninjas in the dirt. But I can't say that it's the truth or the fact. I don't know. That's just the rumor. Like you heard it, I heard it. What you think to Dusty Luke Kane? Think he got the wrong management and could be a bigger artist? That could be it. Sometimes, it ain't even just about the management. The management always work for the artist. So the artist still got the right to tell him no and or you fired. Sometimes it's the label, but the manager's supposed to stay on the label for you. But as an artist, I'm gonna be right by my management too, and wanting to know what's going on at this label. I'm gonna be on their neck. Why my records ain't on this radio station? Why my records ain't over here on these blogs? Why this ain't? Got to be on their necks, and it all got to be happening all at one time, and you got to run it for a good 3 months. Everything got to be happening all at one time. Why my record ain't on BT, MTV, Revolt, whatever is happening all at one time, and why it ain't being banged in the clubs? All that's important when you're pushing a record. And sometimes you gotta just get on that road and pull up the clubs. Ron Henson said, a lot has changed. A whole lot has changed, man. A whole lot has changed. And if we don't tighten up, man, it's only gonna get worse. And especially since streaming started, people don't even know how much money they really being made. So it's push the money out. Before you know how many CDs is sold. They even had gimmicks. L Bliss said let's promote car shows this summer. That's definitely happening, man. With the BBS boys, we did one last summer. They do them on and off here and there, but I promoted one for them down here in Durham. It was crazy. We're gonna do another one. My homie got one coming up next month, also with them. So we definitely pushing that. But yeah, CDs, man, used to be the you know what your money at, where your money at. Maverick said, "Do you believe Aaliyah got set up? This is this isn't still this it still bother me. I can't say, man. That's conspiracy theory. I can't say if she got set up. They were saying the plane was too heavy. Sometimes these pilots don't. They listen to these celebrities and let them tell them, nah, I got to go now. Instead of saying, nah, regulations is I can't have that much up there. You're gonna have to leave some bags or something. Sometimes they like, fuck it, I'll try it. And that things like that happen. How do artists get paid off streams? That's the thing. You really don't know what the streams consist of. Like Snoop Dogg said one time he had 1 million streams and they only wanted to pay him like $10,000 off 1 million streams. And I think they don't quote me on it, but it's like, what? That's crazy. If you sold 1 million CDs at $10, if you wholesale them to the store at $5, that's what, $5 million. You know what you're getting. The store sell them, and I'm just making a quick example. Because the stores were selling what CDs for $10 to $14. So even if you gave them to the stores for 8, and they made their extras, that's $8 million. That's crazy. That now you 1 million streams, you only get $10,000. That's crazy. They got the music game f. I think New York need to bring back a mixtape, especially with G Unit and Max B, would remix a current top 10 hit from the charts. Facts. I, what happened to the mixtape where you just can go to my mixtapes and all that and get the free mixtape downloads? You don't hear nobody doing that no more. I'm thinking what they putting their mixtapes on Spotify and all that. Right, a certain amount of streams equal $1. I can see that, and that means that's a lot of streams. That ain't no money. It's not a lot of money, man. And you know, a lot of artists when they blow up from their living room by pushing their own self and they start blowing up, then they get behind these record labels. Record labels can get your stuff on the top of the charts when you go on Spotify's and all. They get you up there first. But when you utilize uh just these platforms like uh um what's the platforms people be using? These digital platforms. Um GoDaddy, well not GoDaddy, whichever these digital platforms that artists be using now, they put upload their music up there and it be somewhere at the bottom. So if people searching looking for music, by the time they get all the way down to the 100, 200 place where yours is at, they ain't even probably interested to keep searching for new music or whatever. But when you sign with a label, they'll make sure that you at the top of the charts when people go up there and you get a little bit more better seniority. Now you can't get paid from mixtapes. They they are well if you are putting it out on a distribution that pays, yeah. If you put it out on if you go to a distributor that pays money and they will accept your project, yeah, you're definitely gonna get paid. K Bigger said, judging by Snoop's example, 10K for 1 million is 100 per stream, $100 per stream. That's what I'm saying. That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. to get $10,000 and you get 1 million streams. I gotta research this streaming movement for real, for real. Dion Wilson said, "Get a job." That's a fact. Might as well get a job. If you're gonna get 10,000, you get a job that probably pay 10,000 a month. But you got the right education or the right skill set. Because even at 4,000, at 4,000 a month, that's still good money. That's like 48 to 50,000 a year. As long as you living right, don't live outside of your means. Stella Capone said, "Well, hi again. I guess you're ignoring me." Nah, I ain't ignoring nobody. What's good? How you doing? Dion Wilson said, "They talk about me. You's a dickhead. Nigga, do this house look like I need a job? You clown. The fuck out of here off my page. Dickhead nigga. You better get a job. You better get a life, you bum." So yeah, music game done changed, man. Music game done changed. But yeah, I gotta make some moves, man. I'll be back, man. They said Charlemagne, the Breakfast Club, all of them is going through mayhem over there at Netflix. They made a bad decision, which reminds me of Dame Dash calling Charlemagne a dummy and you don't know business when he was on the Breakfast Club move. And now people are saying, I'm not saying it, I'm just repeating what was said. Now they saying that Dame Dash told him right. And look at the business move that they did. Just hilarious can't even make her old can't even do nothing with her old I guess it was her old YouTube, I mean her old Instagram page. So she had to create another one because the Breakfast Club ain't really making no noise over there at Netflix. We're gonna chop it up about that. I'll be back. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit that notification so you know when I'm up here. And please hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button for me. Hit the like button. Your boy Big Boosie. I'll be back. See y'all in a minute.